It's completely asymmetrical. So one player will play a witch, the other player will play the witch hunter. There's always going to be 9 villagers in this town of Roanoke. It's a card-driven game, so you're going to be using your cards, and you'll have influence, which is what I call money in this game, just for ease of explaining it. The villagers will either draw cards, they will let you play cards, or allow you to gain influence or gain money. Each side has 3 action pawns. Where's the other one? There it is. And so that's the general, like, high-level overview there. The witch, at the very beginning of the game, is going to randomly draw a villager from this pile. So we know Mayor Biggs is the true witch. That's what the witch has over there. The rest of the cards will go to the hunter. So through the course of play, the witch is going to try to perform a ritual on Mayor Biggs over here. And the way that the witch will do that is by going to these villagers. The witch will be able to put secrets out on different characters. You can then convert these secrets to favors. And when you have enough favors on the true witch, the witch will win.
Okay.
So in order to do that, the witch's cards have potions that they can brew. There's a familiar token. One of their action pawns is a raven. When you use it, it's a little bit different than your other action pawns. When you use your raven, you still do the ability like draw a card, but the raven has an upgraded ability that you get to choose to do as well. And there's some other like enchantments and stuff that really screw over the hunter. But the hunter, they are trying to figure out who that true witch is. And so when they visit villagers to take actions, they'll be putting clues on the villagers. And with enough clues, so if I were to visit Preacher Wolfric here, I would be able to play a card, but also he already has 3 clues on it. He's got a lot of information to tell me. He will give me an evidence now. Because there are 3 clues there, I get an evidence, which is a little boot. Once you get enough evidence tokens, you can then take an action to what's called exonerate a villager. So you'll spend your 3 evidence, and the hunter then gets to draw a card from the deck. So we know Nestling Mia is definitely not the witch.
Okay, start to rule some things out.
But the witch doesn't know what we drew. So the witch might be trying to bluff by loading up Nestling Mia here with secrets and favors, and we're like, yeah, that's cool. With the hunter's deck, the hunter has locations that the hunter can visit, only the hunter, gives them really ridiculous abilities. They can also hire allies to really influence them. And my favorite is, I'm trying to figure out a good one here, but the hunter will be able to interrogate the villagers, which is this card right here. So when you play this card, you put it on a villager. So you've got Mayor Biggs under supervision. Every time the mayor or the hunter visits the mayor, you get to do this. It says you may use the ability twice, so you get to do his ability 2 times. So there's some other ones that really negatively affect the witch, but that's the general gist of the game. The way the hunter wins is you have to either go through the entire suspect deck, or you eventually figure out, oh, it is Mayor Biggs. You need to eliminate him. In order to do that, you have to have 3 clues on him, and then 1 clue on everybody else. And if that's the case, the hunter can say, I'm going to eliminate a villager, and I would like to eliminate Mayor Biggs. If it's correct, you win. If it's incorrect, Mayor Biggs dies, and he's out of it. So you flip this over, and then you lose all of your clues. Everybody in the village hates you. And so you got to kind of start over from scratch. But now you've got a little bit more narrowed play field there. So lots going on, but that's a very broad stroke overview of the game.
What's the play time?
It's depending on the scenarios you play. We've got the first scenario is like 30 minutes. The second one's probably 45 minutes. It gives you a unique, like the witch gets a special ability, the hunter gets a special ability. So we've got a couple scenarios in there. And that's where the deck building really comes into play. You'll cater your deck to what your ability is. So really intense 2-player game where you're just in their head. It's a lot of fun.
And MSR?
This is $45.
45. Oh, yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Great.
So,
thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, so I'm Emily. I am the designer of Knitting Circle. And what we're doing here today is we're going to knit ourselves a warm, cozy winter wardrobe. So there are 6 different garments that we know how to make and of various lengths. And what we're going to try and do is knit them into beautiful color patterns. So we can make symmetric, we can make stripes, we can make color block, and solid. Now to do this, you're gonna need yarn, obviously. So luckily for you, you have some very helpful cats running around your yarn basket, retrieving yarn for you to play with. So once your cats have brought you 4 yarn, you're ready to knit. So to knit, we're gonna start at the top of our garments with our knitting needles, and then work our way down the garment sequentially in this alternating knit purl pattern. Now the knit purl pattern is important because it means that when you're drafting yarn, you need to think about not just what color you're taking, but also what side the tile is set to. Once you take a tile, you can flip it, but there's a cost to that. It either costs yarn or it costs time. So we're going to build out our color patterns, and then we're going to score them based on the length of the garment. So every garment has variable length, so you can make some short shorts or you can make some long johns, whatever you are feeling like this winter. You can also get bonuses by sewing matching buttons onto your completed garments, and each garment has a completion bonus when you finish it. So some are flat points, some are a special token like this grabby paw, and others are endgame scoring. Like this one would get you 2 points per socks. So you'll make 6 to 8 garments over the course of the game. And so maybe this game you're like, I'm gonna go all in socks and make a sock factory, right? And then you get one that's 2 points per stripes, and you're like, I think striped socks are gonna be the hotness this year. That's what I'm gonna be making. So every game plays very differently based on which garments you make and which buttons you pursue. So making it very replayable. So this game is coming to Kickstarter this fall. It is not yet available. We are previewing it here at GenCon and running demos all weekend as well. If you want to stop by, we're not doing signups. It's just sort of, when the table frees up, feel free to drop down and play a few rounds. Cool. But yeah. This is Knitting Circle.
Yeah,
wonderful. Yeah. Thank you so much.
We have regular calicos. So.
Oh, excellent.
This will be fun.
So, this right here is Murray the Asshole Frog. The basic idea of it is it's a set collection game where you are collecting swarms of flies in order to score your points. Major things to remember whenever building your swarms, there's a couple conditions that are good to meet. First of all, having a swarm that consists of all the same fly, that is called a pure swarm. Pure swarms get you 5 points for each one of them at the end of the game, so it's always nice to have a pure swarm. The other condition in which you may get a few extra points is when you get a swarm that is of at least 4 or more flies. That is an abundant swarm, and thus another extra 5 points for each of those. The way the game works is at the beginning of your turn, you will draw 2 cards from the deck, and you will then start playing out your cards. You can play any 3 flies down to start a swarm, play any 1 card onto a swarm you already have, or activate the abilities of some of the royal flies, which will give you some extra special abilities. Along with that, you can always discard any common fly to draw 2 extra cards from the deck, or exchange a card from your hand with the ones in the center that are known as the pawn. However, as you're playing this game, one of the cards you're going to come across is Murray, and as the game states, Murray's an asshole. When Murray pops up, you will immediately play him. You'll take a look around the table, find whatever the juiciest swarm is, and throw him down onto it as he will eat that whole swarm. However, people are not completely defenseless when it comes to Murray. There's a special buddy. He's known as the Wasp. The Wasp has the ability to bounce Murray off of that swarm onto any other swarm you pick. But equally then, another player may play another Wasp and bounce Murray somewhere else. Someone might even discard the Dragonfly to negate the Wasp and keep Murray right where he's at. So when Murray comes out, everybody's going to be trying to pass him around. They don't want him to hit your swarm. However, wherever Murray ends, you're not completely out of luck. Murray will eat that whole swarm, but he will leave you a special gift in the form of a tadpole. Tadpoles are worth 1 plus however many tadpoles you have at the end of the game, so you're not completely out of luck if you're getting bullied. At the end of your turn, there are 2 conditions you always have to meet. First of all, you will always have to take 1 card and pass that to the left. The other one being, you always have to have at least 1 card in hand. So when you go to end your turn, always have at least 2 cards, 1 to pass, 1 to keep. However, when you have only 1 card in hand, you are in a little bit of danger, as let's say that 1 card is the Wasp. You can no longer play the Wasp, as that is your last card. You always have to have 1 card in hand. We will continue play until we go through the deck for one time. At that point, we're going to introduce a new card, and that's going to be the Hawk. The Hawk starts in the discard and gets shuffled in once we shuffle the deck once. The Hawk is how we end the game. If you have the Hawk in hand, you may choose to play that on your turn to immediately end the game and start your scoring right there. However, every single card in your hand is worth negative points at the end of the game. So if you have a lot of high scoring cards in your hand, you don't want those to be there when you end the game. Thus, if you choose not to end the game by playing the Hawk, that is the one card you have to pass to the left. Now the option is given to the next player. They have the option to end the game, and if they don't want to, they will pass the Hawk. And thus the Hawk is going to start circling until one player finally decides to end the game by throwing him down. Otherwise, if we go through the deck one more time and the Hawk has not been played, we end it right then and there. But you don't want to do that, as the Hawk is 20 points, and that's a huge, huge negative. Once the game ends, then we go to our scoring, and like I said, if you have a pure swarm, you will get 5 points for each of those. If you have any swarm that consists of 4 or more bugs, you will get 5 points for each of those. And then you'll get your 1 plus however many tadpoles you have. After that, you just add up the points on all your cards, subtract the ones from your hand, and that's your final score. Whoever then has the highest score at the end of the game is the winner of Murray the Asshole Frog.
As I'm sitting down to edit this video, I realized that we actually went and got the GenCon special beer from Sun King out at the beer tent and tasted that and another beer, and apparently it did not get recorded. So I'm just gonna pop in real quick with what we thought of them. Figured Beer City Board Games should probably try the beer. This year they voted, Sun King put up a poll and everyone voted for their favorite cereal flavor, and they were going to make a beer based off of that. So the cereal that was voted for the most was Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and so the beer this year was called Cinnamon Roll for Initiative, and it was a cinnamon beer with cinnamon ale with lactose. I'd been reading some not so great things about it on some of the Facebook groups and things. I tried it out. I didn't think it was as bad as what folks were making it sound like, but it's definitely not something I would drink a lot of. Cinnamon in beer is really kind of a odd thing, so I don't think it's something I could drink a bunch of. But I didn't think it was too bad. It definitely kind of had the taste of, I could see what they were going for with the flavor. Jen got the orange vanilla cream ale, and that one was very good. Tasted very much like an orange creamsicle, and that one I could see grabbing a 6-pack of or something for actually sitting down to drink.
It's called Sunlight.
It was called Sunlight. Thank you. But yeah, just wanted to pop in real quick, give our reviews on those couple of Sun King beers that we tried here at Gen Con.
He comes over, jumps in the ring, and then my feet just goes away.
Yeah, because you don't have anybody to move.
Yeah, because you can't move from the bucket. Ooh, 2 eggs. We're gonna keep those.
Keep one bucket.
Don't have that one.
So you just roll it.
Oh, I can't take from there. I have to take from the bottom, don't I?
I will take from
Here, then. Them apples. That allows me to swim. And we'll just swim up here.
And then, because I have those, I have to take another tile?
No.
No.
Wait, where'd you take it from? Here?
Yeah.
Yes. But first you have to move the
First I
shark.
have to move the shark.
Get out of here, shark.
Yeah, rude.
And now I get to,
I don't even have a manatee or blocking there.
what is this?
You get to take another time, right?
Yep.
They're all the same.
You get to take another
Oh,
tile, but you
except
don't get
because
to
I
take.
matched
But
it.
you don't get to take the action.
I got it.
And can you take from anywhere? It still have to be the bottom row. Probably still the bottom.
I think it still has to be the bottom.
So, this bad boy. With a few more.
Closest to the beach.
everybody. We have made it to the end of day 2. We just finished up doing some gaming in the JW third floor open gaming areas. What did we play? First we played River Valley Glassworks from All Play. Really enjoyed that one. Nice light game, super cute artwork. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe, I guess. There's a lot of kind of interesting like scoring and interesting set collection, I guess, kind of mechanisms going on. Might have to do a review on that one once I've had a chance to play it a couple more times. Then we played Murray the Asshole Frog, which was fun. It was cute. It was kind of chaotic. Definitely not a nice game.
He was not a nice frog.
He was not a nice frog. The
title was correct.
He lived up to his name. And then we just finished up playing Pass. I don't remember who publishes that one. I believe it was. I'll have to check on that. Maybe we may stop by the booth tomorrow because we both ended up really liking that one. Basically, you're playing down. You're shedding a hand of cards, hand of 13 cards, but you're doing so more by playing down like poker hands rather than just trying to create bigger sets or like most shedding games that I've played. You're trying to create a set.
Right.
This one, you lead out with a poker hand, and then everybody has to try and keep going around the table trying to beat that poker hand, which is very difficult. But you do get pass tokens as well, and those pass tokens will let you flip cards because the cards are two-sided. So one side may be a 2, but the other side could be a queen. So you can pay that to flip it over to the queen so that you can maybe beat the other players, whatever they happen to have played. Really cool game. I wish the card quality on it was a little bit better.
Yeah.
Card quality was just kind of so-so. They were very sticky, really stuck together. But the gameplay itself was really fun. I would say I would grab the game provided that we sleeve it. So
Agree.
We may end up stopping by to pick that one up. But it is 1:30 in the morning now, so we are going to call it a night, and we will see you for day 3.